It was 40 years ago today, Live Aid. And I couldn't let this day go by without commenting at least a little bit on it, giving sort of a crash course on Live Aid, and of course talking about Paul's role in it. Live Aid, July 13th, 1985. What was it? Well, for anyone out there who's not in the know or might need a refresher, it was a concert to help with the Ethiopian famine. There was actually a BBC report done sometime in mid-1984 going over the famine, which had been happening for quite a while. Obviously, there was a severe drought in Ethiopia. Bob Geldof saw the reports and said, well, I feel like I ought to do something about it. We fast forward to basically later 1984. Do They Know It's Christmas was the single that was released. Paul McCartney does appear on the spoken word messages on the B-side of that single. So after that, of course, we get We Are the World, which was a big collaboration, big single released mid-1985 with a whole superstar cast as well. Leads us up to here to July 13th, 1985. As I said, Live Aid concert. You had definitely a lot of acts. You had, first of all, the locations. You had London, and initially it was going to be New York, but something happened with New York behind the scenes, so it ended up switching to Philadelphia at the last minute. That was also the same case with the sequel concert 20 years later, but I'll get into that in another video. So you had a lot of basically different acts performing at Live Aid, of course. You had, older acts, the Beach Boys I could think of. You had Tom Petty, the Heartbreakers, of course, performing there. Philadelphia, you had a famous scene with Mick Jagger performing with Tina Turner. Certainly, there as well. A lot of the newer acts as well of the time, of course, Duran Duran, Madonna, being among the other acts, a whole host of acts between the two continents, which was simulcast around the world on MTV and different places as well. So, leading up to Paul's performance, we had Queen. Now, Queen owned the show. Let me tell you that right now. Look, I'm a Paul fan through and through, but I have to acknowledge, they owned the show. They owned the moment. That was their moments, bar none. I don't think any act matched them that day at all. And there were quite a few good acts. So the story goes something like this. One of the roadies for Queen accidentally pulls a microphone right before Paul's about to go on, performing Let It Be. Now, as a side note, of course, I would have preferred that maybe a couple songs for Paul, No More Lonely Nights, Let It Be, something like that, maybe another song or two. But I also understand the limitations of such a big act. You're trying to get maybe one or two songs out of folks. You got to keep the acts moving. So Paul gets up there, and of course, microphone's malfunctioning. So he's singing, thinking, well, maybe they're hearing it, very well. Nice enough performance. It was really made epic, of course, with that scene, that very famous scene where Pete Townsend, Bob Geldof, Alison Moyet, and David Bowie come out helping with the chorus, and they were somehow able to restore the sound. Now, the next day, Paul did record another vocal if it should be used on any type of compilation. So if you ever hear a live vocal from Paul that sounds complete, that was recorded the very next day in 1985. That's basically what he recorded for that. Definitely a historical concert, a very historical moment in our collective pop culture consciousness. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that obviously this had all started way back when with, festivals such as Bangladesh being the first example back in 1971, as I've covered before, being the first major charity concert. You could even trace it back further, maybe to Woodstock, to, Monterey Pop Festival, that type of thing, maybe even going back further than that. But Live Aid, it marks a very pivotal cultural moment for many generations. There was a DVD set released back in 2005. I don't think it's gone back in print, but of course you can look around for the performances. You can see them right here on this very platform. So that's just it. That's kind of my take on it as I'm taping it today. And just hope everybody's doing well. I actually will be posting another video later today, another interview video, so look forward to that as well. Don't forget to just give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I'll see everybody next time.